Sir Handel had had a bad day. The old coaches, Agnes, Ruth, Lucy, Jemima, and Beatrice, had been awkward. They made him slip to a standstill twice. He was furious. Those cattle trucks ought to be scrapped.
Skarloey was shocked. "I won't have it," he said. "Those old dears need kindness, not bad names." "Exactly so," proclaimed Renaeus. He winked at Skarloey. "You be thankful, Sir Handel, that the Skarloey Railway is not a mountain railway." "A mountain railway? What's that?" "A railway that climbs mountains, of course." "But it can't. Its engine's wheels would slip." "But it can," said Renaeus firmly. "We've heard of one quite near here." "It can't. It can." An argument broke out just as Donald shunted a flatbed nearby. On the truck was a queer-looking engine. He had 6 small wheels and a stovepipe chimney. His boiler was tilted downwards, and his cylinders were back to front. "Don't wake the wee engine. It's tired he is. He's on the way back from England after being mended." "We understand, but who is he?" "He goes by Caldy, after the mountain his railway climbs." "Well, did you ever?" exclaimed the 2 old engines. They looked at Sir Handel and chuckled. "I don't believe it." "You'd best ask him yourself, then you'll find it's the truth I'd be telling you." Donald puffed away, offended. Caldy woke to find the engines gazing at him. "Where am I?" he asked. They told him. "That's good. I'm nearly home now." "Do you really climb mountains?" "I've done it for years." "You must be clever. We couldn't. Our wheels would slip." "Ha! I'm not really clever. I was just drawn like that." "Like what?" "With pinion wheels on my driving axles. They have teeth, you see, which fit into a rack rail. I can't slip, however steep the line is." "That must help you getting up. But if your line is so steep, aren't you frightened coming down?" "Why? We have good brakes." "Coaches are sometimes silly and try to push us down a hill. Some engines find it hard to stop him." Sir Handel blushed and looked at his buffers. "Our coaches are never silly like that. They know such tricks are dangerous. I've never had that sort of accident, but I was frightened once. Very frightened indeed." "Please tell us." "One day, long ago, before our line was opened, our drivers made all 5 of us stand ready outside our shed. 'The inspector's coming,' he said. 'We don't know which one of you he'll choose.' He chose me. He climbed into my cab and made me push 2 coaches to the summit. 'So far, so good,' he said. 'Now we'll test your brakes.' So he went and stood on the steepest part of the line. 'Brakes off, driver. Let him roll.' 'Ooh!' I gasped in horror. The coaches nudged me. We gathered speed downhill. I was terrified. My driver's hand stole to the brake. 'Hands off,' ordered the inspector. Then I remembered. I had automatic brakes. I could put these on myself. Perhaps the inspector wanted to see if I could. They worked beautifully. 'Well done, Caldy,' said the inspector. 'You'll do.' I smiled, of course, but felt very shaky. My driver and fireman mopped their faces. They'd be nervous too. I'm never worried about this sort of thing now." "Finished, Caldy?" "Why should I be? There's no need.